Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your questions. Let me find them here. They're just there. Do that, press that.
That's fine.
For Craig, are these group stages just glorified friendlies? No one seems to be in danger of going out. You can rest your best players and show no ambition, like in Netherlands against France, and still go through.
Well, I don't like the format with the amount of teams they have where some of the third-place teams are going to get through.
Right.
I'm a great believer in you got to get in that top two, or you're gone. And so this is the world we live in now. There's a parachute, it seems, for everybody. You know, we got this European Championships, which of course you had a parachute to get into via the
Nations League,
and all that sort of stuff. So I don't like that scenario, but I do believe, and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, there are some teams that could still be in danger.
Well, Belgium, obviously.
Belgium.
Very much so. You could say the Dutch as well. They've got to take on Austria.
Just bring it in. Just bring it in.
Bring me the questions. It's all right. Thank you very much.
But yeah, it's not... No, I wouldn't say that. Look, do we all expect the bigger, more elite countries with the history behind it, do we expect the bulk of them to qualify? Yes. But I think there's been enough entertaining games. We didn't see a particularly good one.
They're not friendlies, are they, when you watch Netherlands, France, Italy, Spain? Top-class games.
Yeah.
Don, it seems like the two favourites to win the Euros, England and France, are mediocre. Do you think they're just coasting to get out of the group and will turn it around in the knockout stage?
That's exactly what England are doing, aren't they? They're just coasting. No,
I don't know why you're sarcastic about it.
Sorry, well, no, they're terrible. The French have got more gears. Mbappe didn't play today.
His nose looked all right, didn't it?
Yeah, Dembele was way off it.
Very generic thing to say from 3,000 miles away.
Well, that's all right.
But, you know,
they'll get better.
Looked okay. He didn't look as if he was...
Frank, what if we haven't heard from you about England?
No, but I'm concerned about England, and I agree with the guys. You know, I think Southgate doesn't take any risks. He listens to what people would love to see and what people have done, ranking some players, and therefore, if you don't play them, you're going to be crucified. I would love to see something else. You know, I saw Trippier's, for example, in so many dangers in the first half because nobody came to help him out for defending because Foden is not in the right positioning for me. Whatever, you know, I wouldn't play Rice alone in the middle of the park defensively. I would play otherwise. But I think, you know, we always England and fans have been carried away by England first games, and they say, wow, you know, football is coming home, you know, everybody's excited, and at the end of the day, nothing happened. So maybe it goes the other way around, where they start the competition being awful, and they're going to get better. You never know how it works, and we'll see. You know, they have the talent to go far, but it's up to Southgate to change some stuff inside the group and mainly some players to play to make it better.
Well, the French did lose the World Cup final.
Yes.
And Argentina, it was a great story. It was all a bit messy in the end, but they were not a brilliant side. It wasn't like the Spain side that dominated around 2008, 10 and 12.
Sure.
It was off the charts. So the French did lose the World Cup final. They were 2-0 down, and they had to make changes. The quarter-final, you know, the Harry Kane penalty, really, they didn't play well. He misses the penalty. They didn't play well in that. So, and I might sound slightly hypocritical because I have them and I've had them winning it, but that's kind of because I'm looking at the rest. And maybe Spain will go all the way and continue this, and maybe England will get their act together, and maybe Portugal will, you know, carry on with all the talented players, but they're kind of winning it, not because they're a brilliant side, but because I'm not quite sure about the others.
He's going to have to stumble. He's going to have to stumble, Southgate, on a formation.
Craig, as someone who has played both central midfielder and wing-back, how big a transition is it for Alexander-Arnold?
Well, I made it the opposite way.
You went from centre-mid?
Centre-mid was my natural position.
Legs start to go, shift them out wide. That's basically what happens.
But
your legs start to go.
No. No, why? You're playing wing back. You need more legs because you got.
You don't really, do you? You can stand still and play it, can't you?
Well, if somebody, I never saw you even get your backside close to the touchline.
When I went to Sunderland, I played as a right winger, had no pace whatsoever. It's all about having the brains.
Let me stop you there. You played as a right winger.
Yeah.
28 of my 46 caps came for Scotland at right wing back. That means I never had a winger in front of me or a full back behind me. And I love Colin Calderwood to death, the former Swindon and Tottenham Hotspur centre-half. But Big Colin liked to tuck in and hold the hands of the other centre-half so that he didn't have to come out in the right back area and get exposed. And that meant Moggins here. Moggins had to run the full side.
How can you not be in the Scotland Hall of Fame?
Didn't you once chuck your toys out the pram when I was in the squad because Bruni asked you to play right wing back?
Don, there is no...
I'm sure that happened.
There is not a football pitch in this world or a TV studio that I've ever chucked my toys out the pram.
It happened. I can't remember it, but it happened. You wanted to play centre mid.
I chucked my toys out the pram pretty much every squad that I've met up for. But yeah, the answer to your question is, look, here's the difference. And he's a talented player. Here's the difference. At wing back, your striker's giving you the ball, or full back, whatever you want to call it, or you're getting the ball off your centre back or your goalkeeper, and you've got the touchline there, and you're opening it up, and you've got the whole pitch, and you play it back. You play it there, or you play it down the channel. When you're playing centre mid, you're getting it from all angles.
Right.
Back to the goal, people pressurising you. You know, it's a different ball game. It's okay getting out your feet with no pressure and playing a 50-yard ball over the top. But the difference is your body position.
Yeah.
When centre-halves and full-backs are rolling it into you and you've got 3 midfielders in there of the opponents and 3 of yours, that's 6 in a very congested area, and all of a sudden you're dealing with a ball coming in with your back to goal. It's a different scenario altogether.
Go on, Frank.
I think as a wing back, you don't have to inform yourself. You see the game, and if you open your body, you're going to see the whole pitch, and you're going to know in front of you what's going to happen. And when you play in the middle of the park, you have to inform yourself many times, you know, turning your head on the right, on the left before touching the ball, because you have to know where your teammates are and where your opponents are. And that's very crucial. And there was a statistic, I think, Arsene Wenger made, where top midfielders would turn their head between 7 and 8 times before receiving the ball. Xavi, fantastic Barcelona player, used to do that, and Guardiola as well, and so many others. They inform themselves. That's crucial in football.
See, the difference with this is Trent Alexander-Arnold never did this at Liverpool. He started at right back, and when the time was right, he'd drift in, he'd get the ball. With England in the first 2 games, he's in there all the time. And that's a completely different scenario. But by the way, I don't think these England performances are anything at all to do with the fact Trent Alexander-Arnold's playing in there. It's just a little unnatural for him. I think the problem is a much bigger picture.
When you simplify that, you right back.
He must be having a pizza tonight. He's trying to move on.
You stand in the right back position, you can see 21 players on the pitch.
Okay.
You stand there. When you go centre mid, I mean, my worst memory was playing against Arsenal, and I was playing as a centre midfield player, and I checked my shoulders, as Frank was saying. Left back's got it, Dave Unsworth. By the time he passes the ball into you and it travels 10 yards, you've checked your shoulders, and I see Vieira 20 yards away on the turn, thinking I can play. He used to eat up the ground like you wouldn't believe and just take the ball off me like I was a baby. And it was just phenomenal, his long stride, and almost like he was setting a trap. Right. Go on, you think you can get that, and you get it in turn. Wallop.
What should Camavinga actually do to get in the French 11, Frank? Because currently, Rabiot is getting a free pass even after that mammoth season Camavinga had for Madrid.
Nothing much, you know. It's only Deschamps' choices, and he has a luxury choice. It's crazy. Tchouaméni, Kante, Rabiot, Camavinga. I think Camavinga's turn is going to come up, but Camavinga is still very young. He has to be patient. Yeah, he won the Champions League. Yeah, he plays for the best team in the world. But that's a feeling of a coach who spends every day, every hours with the players, and he has a feeling. Who has thought that Kante would be back from Saudi Arabia and play and be named twice in 2 games man of the match? That's the beauty of football.
Well, not quite at that stage with the French yet, where the parents are going to be almost having fisticuffs.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
stand.
of course.
I mean,
It's fun. I like those ones.
I would
like that
imagine
bit.
England are. I'd imagine we're kind of getting to that stage with England where mums and dads and brothers and sisters
The wags.
and cousins and all that are arguing with each other about who should be playing in the team. Do you remember that happened, though?
Yes.
I mean, that was quite
That's
scary.
brilliant.
That's scary.
Frank, how quickly will Chelsea try to re-sign Kante? Sacre bleu. He's good.
It would cost them too much, even for Burley. No, I don't think Kante wants to go back. I think it's. I mean, that's crazy. He shouldn't have left. That's for sure. But that's not part of Burley and his fellow friend idea of what they want to bring in the future at Chelsea. He was too old for them, so it was time to get rid of him, which was the biggest mistake. They needed, as I always say, experienced players, and Kante should have stayed and signed for life.
Frank, if you could choose one player from the French team of '98 to play in this team, which would you choose?
Oh, come on.
Easy.
That's easy, Frankie.
Yeah, of course, Zizou. But you know what? I can name so many players who would have fit from '98 perfectly well. I think a Marcel Desailly as a centre-back instead of Upamecano would have been absolutely fantastic. But you could have named a few.
Okay,
you know,
Frank. Let me turn this on its head, Frank. Would any of the players starting today have got into your '98 starting 11?
Oh,
yeah,
one
Mbappe,
player. Oh,
for
starting
sure.
today.
Yeah, he didn't play today.
Starting.
Griezmann?
Don't. It's just.
Oh, starting today? No.
No.
I think nobody. No,
There
nobody.
you go. Nope. Typical
No chance.
Frank.
Fair enough.
Typical
I
arrogance.
think if they had one player that could play in this team today, would have been Laurent Blanc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
He should have played in the final.
Yeah, why didn't he play in the final?
I don't think he was going to play in the final. It was sabotaged
Yeah, no.
by Frank Leboeuf paid the referee in the semi-final.
No, we call that a curse. We call that a curse.
Oh, yeah. How is
The
Craig
doll.
coping with the lack of golf? He must be grumpier than usual. Oh, you played golf.
Played
You
today,
golf
didn't
today, didn't you?
Terrible, weren't you?
That was supposed to be a secret.
See, our boss may have just had he may have been 50-50 that I watched the...
You admitted you didn't watch the Ukraine game.
I didn't really. I mean, it wouldn't
You
stand up.
did. You said I
wouldn't
didn't
stand-
watch it.
It wouldn't stand up in
Played
court.
that back. You definitely said
It
it.
wouldn't stand up in court.
Hang on.
It didn't.
Yeah.
So he may have been on the fence.
Don, you've been gagging for a game, but he's dodged.
Yeah, he's dodged me.
I have to say, I'm not playing as much
Scared, isn't he?
this year. I've played a fair bit. I've not played as much as usual. I've only played twice this week.
Right. There we go.
Not
Good.
quite as much. Well, somebody asked a question, and now you're just kind of, nonchalant moving on.
Oh, sorry. Tell us more about the golf you played this week. Everyone's fascinated.
Well, the people are asking questions.
Well, yes. Dan invited Frank to his house when he was here. Who is inviting Don for dinner? No one's invited you, Don?
No, I'm going for dinner with Kay tonight.
Oh, there you are. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, lovely. You've dodged me for 12 days.
I would have invited you, but I'm on, and I mean this, and I swear to God, as my house is super busy.
Yes, you got a lot
I've
going
got a
on.
lot
You might
going-
as well add me, it'd be even more chaos.
I've already got one baby in there.
That is it.
I should have actually getting him round and setting the 3 dogs on him.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd have been fun. Do you scare the dogs?
Oh. But I've only got little ones. I had little ones. You got big ones, didn't you?
When are you here, Frank?
Next Friday night. Well, not on the
wow.
show. Saturday on the show,
Is
but
that
Friday
no
night.
good news?
I'm at West
Well,
Hartford.
Don's leaving.
Burley.
Don's leaving!
And Macca's coming. Macca and Frank.
Oh, Frank. Lovely.
Frank's coming!
Burley,
Don's leaving!
I'm coming
Where are
on-
we?
Burley, I tell you, you will have to attend in one of my dinners because you never came to any of my dinner, and you know I pay. As a Scottish guy, you would be so happy.
Frank, they're a shambles.
I used
They're
to
a shambles, these two.
I used to go out all the time. Just don't
He's a busy man.
cross the mountain now.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
Yeah. That is it. We are done. Thank you very much.
Very
Don's
posh, Will.
final day tomorrow with us here in the studio.